Although there's no one standard for good academic writing, most disciplines value concise writing. By using the brick and mortar strategy, you can make every word count. So identify a chunk of your text that you suspect may be wordy. Grab 2 highlighters of contrasting colors. Remember, these can be virtual, or if you don't like color, no worries, just use underlining and circling. Highlight or circle brick words in one color and mortar words in a contrasting color. Eliminate as much mortar as possible. Hold up, you say, what's with this brick and mortar? Well, brick words are ones that have a lot of meaning, whereas mortar words carry little meaning but function to glue the bricks together. In a brick wall, both bricks and mortar are important. Without mortar, the bricks just fall down. But if there's too much mortar, the structure is both weak and kinda ugly. In writing, the ideal ratio of bricks to mortar is about 2 to 1. Here's an example with brick and mortar words highlighted in contrasting colors. Note that in this sentence, the ratio of bricks to mortar is 1.7 to 1, and since that's pretty close to ideal, I can breathe easy. This sentence is not too wordy. But a lot of times what I'm writing is not that straightforward, and that's often when I get a bit wordy. Here's a paragraph where I struggled a bit to get my thoughts down. This time, when I highlight the brick and mortar words, you can see my proportion is 0.6 to 1, almost the opposite of what it should be. Eek! At this point, pause the video to highlight a paragraph of your own. What's your ratio? Once you've used the highlighting strategy to confirm a wordy piece of text, it's time to reduce the mortar and increase the bricks. To get started on that, try making a list or mental note of all your bricks. Reassemble them from scratch, using as few mortar words as possible. Then recheck your ratio. Of course, there's a complication. Some words are kind of in between bricks and mortar. Think of them like decorative bricks. A few are nice, but too many is distracting. Adjectives and adverbs aren't as fundamental as true bricks. Some academic disciplines like the humanities allow more frills than others like the sciences, so adjust your text accordingly. In case you're wondering how using the strategy played out for our original paragraph, take a look. Since this is a social science text, we used decorative bricks sparingly, and we achieved the ideal 2 to 1 ratio. Woohoo! If you have trouble implementing the brick and mortar strategy, give us a shout.